What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Happy Rock Podcast. We're going to start off with some Chris Band clips. Hit it. Oh, we got to turn it backwards. Uh-oh. Just like the season of the Broncos, right? Too far.
I mean, technically, Chiefs and Broncos are the same. I don't know why the graphics look better on this one. It's just whatever, but... Watch what happens here with my buddy I'm playing with. Watch. He jumped off the map on accident.
Oh, Lord.
You just see his body here. I'll go back real quick. Watch. Let's see. So he's over here to the right. Let's see. Watch. Watch. He's over here, right? Watch. That's something you would do, Jay.
Oh, my God.
I don't know why it's like in standard definition. It's okay though.
It's all right.
I think this was before I got like my, or all my recordings were in high definition.
Mm. Oh, Lord.
I'm playing solo duos here.
Oh, Lord. This is why I hate solos. Because of people that do this.
Oh yeah, but this is duos, but I'm by myself. This clip's extra loud.
Yeah.
No! Oh, I remember this one now. This is from like 4 months ago.
I'm out of shields.
I'm actually sad that the map isn't right away, but I'm happy at the same time.
Yeah, I think they wanted to spread it out a little bit. I don't know why, but like, you know, it is what it is. I'm not too worried.
It's giving me no time to play it.
Got him.
Here, little kid.
Yeah. No.
This was sick.
Jeez, right in the groin.
Can't really even see this.
Nice.
Everybody self it.
Everybody at the same time.
Yeah. So if this guy would have just finished us instead of letting us all self, he would have won the game. It's the same guy. Alright, that's that one. I got another one if you want.
Yeah, go ahead. For sure.
Alright. Let's see. This one's better anyway.
For everyone, the agenda, we'll let you guys know whenever we catch audio up to tune. We're going to have jam-packed today, man. I like what we're headed with a off-sports topic each week. I love doing that. I'm very excited. Today will be a fun one. Next week, I'm already sorting it out, and Chris will let you know right now. You don't know already, but it's going to be movies. So I'll give you some detail.
Yeah, if you guys can already see, you know, I'm Halloween themed today, so
Goosebumps is all around. You could be going to a book fair, you know.
I hope. Never mind.
You'll get banned off Facebook if you say something bad. So, like what you're saying. What are you, me? That's like a me shot. That's like a me one. Nice. Big move. Jeez. A little quickie.
Little HD action here. Looks a lot better.
Oh, nice. I remember this clip.
Yeah. I love the Swiss, dude. It's my favorite. You guys see my facial expressions?
There's some weirder guys. Oh, that guy was glitched.
I know. Mostly, guys, I snipe is like 90% of my clips, just because that's what I do. The same game. Same game.
Looks like it's right after.
Yeah.
I do that in Halo sometimes. I'll save like a minute thing, and then the next minute's good. It's like, oh.
Well, because I can fast forward and do like that little, but that cut right there, that scene cut wasn't horrible.
No. You're in the bushes.
There, I thought about that right when I did that. It's the same game here too. What?
Nice.
So I sniped the last 6 people. Yeah, so I have a bunch of videos that I'm editing right now. I got to put together. I just haven't had time to do it yet, but I'll have another video coming out pretty quickly.
You
I got a
could,
little
you could with that hard drive upload one at a time on your computer. That
yeah,
way
so I like have them ready. It's just I haven't put them together.
Oh,
And like they're on my computer right now, so I already have them all clipped. It's just I haven't like trimmed them and
you gotta
put
make
them
the comp
exactly
good. Yeah.
Yeah. And this guy's come back. I got my Swiss gold right. You can see it right there. Oh, this is the clip right here.
Nice.
All righty, boys.
Get ready for the show.
Okay.
All right. That was some good clips. So, why don't we get started? What is your explain to the people how hard it is to switch from controller to mouse for you, somebody who really hasn't played a mouse game prior to getting your computer.
It took me a long time. So sniping was, we're talking about FPS, we'll say. So sniping was something that came a lot sooner than using, ARs, SMGs, and different things like in Call of Duty or Apex and stuff like that. Because I guess I gotta practice it more. But like I'm still not very good at, I would say, using SMGs and stuff like that. I'm better than when I first started.
Yeah.
But I would say on a controller, it feels so much easier to use it. Even if I were to go back right now to use a SMG or AR, just because it does help you just that little bit to where like if you do mess up a little bit, it just help. I'm not saying it's like overpowered like people say, but if you do mess up and miss a shot just by a little bit, it helps just enough to where on mouse and keyboard, if I miss a shot, I'm dead pretty much.
Yeah. Well, it's crazy because you didn't even want to touch a mouse until the year that you did. Really, it's because of cross-platform. You saw all these other PC players, and you hear what Michael says, and just all this lingo that you hear, and because of frames per second, stuff we didn't even know. Until you play with it. Obviously, I played keyboard and mouse prior to you. Not saying I'm better. I'm obviously way worse. I'm entry level at mouse and keyboard, but good enough. I'm good enough to. I think we played Splitgate. I'm good enough to play Splitgate and still do good. And that's a fast paced game. So I mean, I'm good enough to compete. I'm just going to be one of the worst on the team. I mean, we did it with Rogue Company. I did good. I remember you playing. That really wasn't my fault. But I'm not good at competing. So once I get a good rig and actually get games that are full lobbies, I'll play on it more. But all right, welcome everybody to the podcast. Audio listeners just joining us after watching some Chris clips. We're just talking about moving from console to computer, and basically the biggest difference is the frames moving. Limit or unlimited movement with a mouse compared to a controller. But yeah, let's get it started, man. We have a jam-packed episode. We're gonna have a Call of Duty bracket. We're gonna go, and I got a bracket. It's probably a bad bracket. At first I started from like the earliest, and then and as I went on and kept making the list, I tried to compare more at the end of the bracket. So you'll see, some that came out, 2018 versus the one from 2016 and stuff like that. I did leave out Cold War just because that's still technically the active game. And obviously Vanguard, and that way it's even. So every game has run its course. So besides Cold War, which it basically has, but you know what I mean. To make the bracket even, I had to do that. But we're gonna go ahead and get started on that. Right after we go over last week of football. Now the thing with last week of football, I gotta find where I put my handy dandy notebook, is I need to bring up the stats real quick. So as we bring up the stats of last week's NFL week, what did you think about the Thursday night game? Besides AJ Green,
Kyler Murray did not play as good as he should have overall.
Yeah.
From start to finish. And I'm not saying he didn't have good plays, because he did. He had some good plays, but probably 70% on Kyler, 30% on the I'll say 40. We'll say 60% on Kyler, 40% on the coach, because I don't know why we don't get Chase Edmonds more involved. I don't know if you noticed, but every time that guy touched the ball, is something good happening.
Remember that he almost got a safety in the last drive, and he got out of it. That was so close to being. That was just incredible.
So it's like they try to force. Not saying you don't want to force feed DeAndre Hopkins because he's amazing.
Yeah.
But if you do it too much, like if it was a good cornerback, even on that deep pass, he would have had it picked off. A good cornerback would have had that pass picked off.
Yeah.
But I mean, so you force it to people too much, sometimes it can be bad, and that's what they tried to do Thursday, and it kind of got them out of rhythm. I know Hopkins was hurt, didn't help, but they didn't run the ball at all. I mean, really, I think they had like 10 rushes. I guess Kyler's probably like made it like 15, but you know what I'm saying, like 10 rushes with the running backs. It was like the defense played good enough to win that game. I mean, I just think the Cardinals didn't live up to the hype that they could have yesterday. Not saying they won't still do good, but
so
they had a chance.
The thing with me is, so D-Hop, obviously he got hurt, but the thing with me is Aaron Rodgers. I know you're not the biggest fan of him, but Aaron Rodgers, as a playmaker, is unbelievable. I mean, he didn't have two of his best players, three, because Bob Tunyon's out for the season, and I think he got hurt in that game, right?
Yeah, he got hurt in game.
Yeah,
they started running the ball, and that helped a lot.
So they ran the ball amazing, but they were. But when it came down to the last drive to both teams, they were having their way. Even Kyler, he probably had 100 yards in that. I know for a fact because that's my quarterback. But,
he had you like 10 fantasy points going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, but with that being said, that last throw, man, obviously they should have kicked it right, but at the same time, they were having their way with that defense, man. They were doing whatever they wanted to. Mm-hmm. I think they had one incompletion, one sack.
Here's the thing, though. So we want to talk about analytics and stuff. The coach should have known that Green Bay has the best defense in the red zone in the whole entire league. You don't think about it, right? You wouldn't think about it, but in the red zone, they had the best defense. So they give up all these points and all these yards outside the red zone. When they get to the red zone, they play better. I think they should have kicked it at that point. I know it's go for the gusto, but I mean,
I did too. It's kind of like a Matt LaFleur though in the playoffs. It's like either way, you either risk it for the win, or you go to tie. And what if Aaron Rodgers gets the ball at first? It's kind of like that Mahomes Tom Brady aspect. When Mahomes didn't see the ball on the MVP game, automatic. Sorry. So far. Automatic.
I think if it's playoffs, I think they go for it. But I think where we're at week 7, we kick the field goal, and if we lose in overtime, we lose in overtime.
Yeah. All right, so I don't have the list on me. Apparently, I don't know where it went. But anyways, I'm gonna try to remember. So we picked Broncos over the Browns. Obviously, that didn't happen. God dang! Why is it doing this, NFL? Panthers versus Giants. We picked Giants, and they had dominated the Panthers.
Yeah, we picked Giants.
Now Jets Patriots. We picked Patriots. That was a whopper.
They destroyed them.
Yeah. Giants versus Chiefs versus Titans.
I picked the Titans. You picked the Chiefs.
Yeah. So you won that one. Packers. We both picked the Packers. I know you hated that. Dolphins Falcons. I think we both picked Falcons, which they barely got that one.
Yeah.
Bengals Ravens. We picked Ravens.
Yeah, we both did. I'm pretty sure, right?
I'm pretty sure we both picked them because you were talking about how the Bengals are not a joke, but you don't think the Ravens are going to fall, and they got mollywopped. Lions Rams. We both picked the Rams. That was a better game than what we thought. Eagles Raiders. We picked the Raiders. Cardinals Texans. Cardinals. I mean, you said they were going to. You said they were going to beat them 75.
I think I picked the. I think I picked the Eagles in the Eagles Raiders game. I think.
Yeah, I think so. And then Cardinals. You said Cardinals were going to win 75-3 or something.
I was close.
No, you weren't.
31-5.
Buccaneers. We picked over the Bears.
Yeah.
Colts versus 49ers. You picked the Colts too, right? I picked the Colts for sure.
I think so.
Okay.
I think I picked and that's another game that's like, why'd you stop running the ball? I don't understand this. I don't understand San Francisco's coach. I don't understand him. It's like,
Speaking of that,
running gets you to the places. You're in it. Just because you're down by 1 point at the start of the second half, you decide to go out and throw every time.
Speaking of that, Jonathan Taylor. That's all I'm gonna say. I mean, they're finally giving him what he deserves. I don't know why he didn't see this in camp.
It helps Carson out, and when Carson has time, look what happens.
I don't know why you didn't see this in camp. I really have no idea.
I don't know either. But I think we both have missed like one or two, so it was close. It wasn't a landslide this week.
And then we got last but not least Seahawks versus Saints. I think we picked Seahawks.
The Saints.
We picked the Saints. No, we picked the Saints because I said
Geno Smith.
Yeah,
that was
Geno
a horrible
Smith.
game.
Yeah, I didn't watch that. I tried to, but I was like, I couldn't. I could not watch that game.
It was like 10-7 at the half. They didn't really score anymore.
Yeah. I'll get that tallied up. That's on my bad for not writing or losing the paper. I don't know where it went, but I'll bring up the records next week as we go along this next upcoming week. Which the next week I should probably bring that up too, huh? So we both picked the Cardinals. Obviously, they lost.
Yeah.
Stop playing with crap, dude. While I boot this up again, because for some reason I clicked out of it. With the Atlanta Braves versus the Houston Astros, man. So I was watching this on my break. I think 8th inning and 9th inning I watched. The 8th inning, I really thought the Astros were going to score there when that guy went to third base. And I was on my edge because I.
Well, that's what it is. See, Astros, they don't play like that. So for them to do that and get in that situation, they're not used to playing like that. They're gonna hit home runs and doubles and like smash the ball. I mean, that they've always been like that, specifically in the last 5 years. So nobody on their team knows how to play small. I'm not saying they don't, but they're not a small ball team. When I say small ball, that's stealing bases, sacrifice bunts, little stuff, singles. Like that's small ball. It's like Royals, what the Royals used to do all the time.
Yeah, and that's crazy. Is he had to at that moment, but it's so awesome. You know, they had all that movement, and the pitcher was on the reels. You know, you could tell he was making small mistakes. He was getting uncomfortable. And then finally he gets the third strike, which I believe was the fly ball, or was that in the 9th inning? And then they go on bat, and what's his name? The catcher hits a home run. Mm-hmm. He looked like he was having a hard time getting to the home plate, man, because he looked so serious, and he like no sold the celebration. He just walked in, and they had like a camera on him the whole time, and he was just like super serious. But
I heard another home run.
Man, what a moment that was. Yeah, I saw that, man. I'll always cheer for him, like I always cheer for Hosmer or Lorenzo. Did Lorenzo win another championship? I know there's a Royals from that team that won a championship, right?
So.
Besides with the Cubs.
Oh, okay.
Zobrist won with the Cubs, but I thought someone else.
Zobrist and was it Zobrist and Davis won again with the Cubs, I think.
Okay. Yeah, because they both went there.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure was Royals players that won for other teams, but not the main.
The main ones, you know, Lorenzo Cain, the Hosmer, the Moustakas, which
not any of the main ones.
Which I know Moose he went to a bad team, didn't he?
So he went to Milwaukee first, and they're their playoff team. But now he plays for the Reds, I believe. The Cincinnati Reds.
Yeah. I know I knew he played or is playing with the Reds.
I mean, he signed for like a 2-year, $30 million. So I mean, you're going to take that.
Oh,
I mean, I'll go play for the single A team in Asia if they paid me that much money. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what?
I don't know. I'm just saying like a nowhere, but
yeah. All right, so, but yeah, we both want the Braves to win. As long as the people who got caught cheating are still on that team, I still look at them as cheaters. Maybe that's not right. Maybe that's not right, but
7 or 8 of those players on that team, something like that.
Let's say somebody, takes steroids to enhance themselves. 5 years later, they're still going to have that strength, that power that pushed them past that spot. So they're still going to be stronger than they were before they did steroids. That's the same thing with these play calling. Once you're getting these play calling and once you know what ball is coming to your way, you can see it later on, no matter if you're cheating or not. I mean, it's with anything, you know. You still have cheaters on your team if there's.
Yeah, I don't want them to win, and I'm glad they're losing.
Yeah, I mean, I hope they lose. It's only 2-1, so they're barely losing. But
3.
I thought it was 2-1.
No, so when they were in Houston, they split the games and they came back to Atlanta and they won 2 in a row.
Oh, okay,
Atlanta won 2.
I got you. Okay.
It was almost no hitter in the first game in Atlanta, and then tonight's game.
Tonight's game. That's what I didn't think of. I didn't think of tonight's game. That's on me.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm glad. How was tonight's game?
It was good. It was kind of like the last game. It was pretty slow. It was. I think it was 3-2. The final was 3-2.
Okay.
So,
Which, I mean, it's fine if it's slow if you just like me join the 8th inning.
yeah, and exactly. If your team wins, you don't care.
No. All right. So on to the week. I brought it up finally. Week 8. You know, we talked about Cardinals versus Packers. Let's start with the Bengals and the Jets. I think the Bengals are a force to be reckoned with. I think with Baker Mayfield out, obviously your prediction is probably not going to happen. But
Baker's actually going to get to play now.
I think the Bengals might even win this division if they can keep up this powerhouse.
Yeah, I mean they play the Jets. I mean, me and you probably could beat the Jets
win the division. This is halfway through the season, so.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I'm playing. I think the Jets lose. I got Cincinnati beating the Jets.
Oh yeah, smacking them.
79-3.
Oh my god. All right, Titans versus Colts.
I've got the Titans.
So I got the Colts. Or I got the Titans actually too. I got the Titans too. I mean, there's nothing to say besides how they face the Bills. I think is really the key. When it comes to the Chiefs, we're underwhelming and we're really easy to beat as far as defense wise. The Colts defense is really good, so it really depends on what they do.
They're just hurting the secondary, and that might hurt they're not, with Julio and AJ Brown playing.
They're not good enough for a full healthy Titan. So I picked Titans as well. What do you think about Rams versus Texans? Obviously, we're gonna probably go Rams.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Rams here. That one's gonna be 58 to -5.
At this point, we don't even care when Tyrod comes back. I think they're made men. Mark Ingram got traded back to the Saints, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. And that's good for the Saints.
And I don't know every trade that happened. I know the linebacker from Rams is now with the Broncos. That's all I know.
Yep.
I know
the Vikings linebacker got traded to the Broncos as well because the Broncos have 6 starters from the beginning of the year that are hurt.
Oh, nice.
On defense.
Nice.
We got all 3 of our starting linebackers. All 5 of our five. You know, like because technically Von Miller and Chubb play more that defensive end / outside linebacker. So we got all 3 of our middle linebackers that normally play and Chubb and Miller. So we got our 5 out. They're all out.
Yeah.
So.
Nice.
I know.
And then Deshaun Watson had to fall through. I remember hearing that. And now the Dolphins are saying, Tua is the quarterback for this year.
He's played good last 2 weeks. I'm going to give it up to him. I mean, he's looked pretty good.
Honestly, he played good enough last year. They just never have believed in him. Obviously, he was a little sketchy last year, but what can you do when there's COVID? You don't have an off season, and you're not the starter right away. So, I mean, it makes sense why he struggled last year. But he's doing good this year. They're still losing, obviously. But Steelers versus Browns, I'm going to take the Steelers. I think they're kind of getting a hot streak going. The Browns, they're going to have to play with Case Keenum still. And I think
whatchamacallit starting.
Baker?
I saw it today. Yeah, today. Yeah, Baker's back. But even half healthy Baker, Chubb is back at 100%. They said Chubb could have played last week.
Oh, yeah.
But they pushed it off another week. Yeah, so Chubb's back and the backup, D'Ernest Johnson was good.
I mean, against your weak Broncos though.
Yeah, I get that, but still, he had 140 yards. That was pretty crazy. But like I said, all of our linebackers are out.
Yeah,
but I think in Cleveland, I think Cleveland wins this.
I'm still gonna say Steelers. I'm just gonna. I need to quit going with my gut at some point, or I have to go with my gut. So I'm going to go Steelers.
I mean, they're at the great First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, so
All right, Philadelphia versus Lions. I'm going to say a shock. I think the Lions are going to win. Obviously, they just lost Miles Sanders. So I'm going to go with the surprise. I think the Lions will get their first win here.
I'm going to say Philadelphia.
Riding with our boys. I appreciate it. I really hope they win. But with Miles Sanders, he's a huge factor, and their backup running back isn't up to par to him. So we'll have to see. I know Miles Sanders hasn't had a good year stat-wise, but he is a pivotal part in this offense. All right. Next, 49ers, Bears. I'm going to go with God. You know what? Let's ride the tie. I'm going with my boy Justin Fields. Matt Nagy's out with COVID, so maybe they'll win again.
Put it in. Lock it in, Chicago. Lock it in, Chicago. We're going to score 48 points. They get to fire Nagy over a week.
Now you're cursing him. Now you're cursing him.
I don't like Matt Nagy.
Now you're cursing him, though. Now I have to go 49ers if you do that.
I'm putting Matt Nagy in a room with Cam Newton and Aaron Rodgers, and they can go in my least favorite people in the NFL.
All right, move on. Panthers versus Falcons. I think is McCaffrey still out with this one?
Yeah.
I think the Panthers are not looking good lately. Screw it. I'm going Falcons.
I'm going to go Falcons as well.
I'm going to go Falcons. I see the Panthers really declining. I see Sam Darnold not looking good coming out the gate. I know he's finishing games stronger, but he's looking weak. And if Matt Ryan sees the other quarterback doing bad, he steps up. So, yeah, we're going with you can say what are Falcons? Dolphins, Bills, obviously Bills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
46-9.
No, the defense have been playing good. I know Xavier Howard's still out.
Oh, you're right. I'm so sorry. 37-9.
Patriots versus Chargers. I'm going to pick the Chargers here.
I think this will be a lot better game than people are thinking.
It's going to be a really good game because the Patriots have won. Besides the Buccaneers, they've won 3 of their last 4. So I mean, I'm going to go with Chargers.
Yeah, I think the Chargers do win this, but it's going to be a good game.
Seahawks versus Jaguars. I'm going to pick the Seahawks here. I know Geno Smith's still starting, but I don't think he's been that bad.
I'm going to pick the Jags.
All right, you're wrong for that, but the football team versus Teddy Two wins. What do you think about them? I'm going to go football team.
3 wins actually. They got 3 actually, but shut up. Same as the Chiefs.
All right, football team or Broncos?
Yeah, I'm going to go Broncos still.
All right. Buccaneers versus Saints. I'm going to go with the Bucks.
Yeah, I'm going to say Buccaneers as well.
All right, Cowboys versus Vikings. I'm going to go with double S.
I'm going to say Cowboys as well.
They're kind of not doing as good as they were in the first of the season, but I don't think it's going to slow down against the Vikings.
Well, they're also coming off a bye week too. You didn't think about it, but they're coming off a bye week.
Yeah, they're gonna get their together, but their stats have been kind of minimal to what they should do, but they'll be fine here. And now the Monday Night Football game. I'm going to go with obviously the Chiefs versus the Giants. I'm going to go with the Chiefs. Do it.
I'm going to go Giants. I'm going to go Giants upset Arrowhead.
All right. Saquon Barkley's out, but you're picking the Giants. That's good.
Yeah, I mean, Kadarius Toney's supposed to be playing.
Yeah, you dropped him too.
Oh, my mom has him, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, she picked him up. Or else is it the other Tony?
I don't know. I drop a bunch of just my 15th, bottom end bench players a bunch during the week just to.
I've been doing that too, just try to get the best rotation. I think I'm going to lose now with D-Hop got hurt.
I'm happy Jerry Judy's back, and I just want to say, Bob, if you ever listen to this, you won't probably, but suck it.
You haven't won yet, so let him do good, and then you say, Bob, suck it, okay?
I know, but like that's my. I mean, he's on my bench, so it's not like.
Yeah, who got him last year? What, you went to... So, you know how you say anytime you win a Super Bowl, somebody takes your player?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what you're doing. You're upgrading from the toilet bowl people. You're taking the toilet bowl bench.
No.
You're taking the King's bench from the toilet.
Oh my gosh!
And now you're gonna go. Yeah.
I went very young this year, and I never go young. If you look at my team, I'm all second year players, maybe third, even 1-2 players, or less. Besides
Well, your
Fitzpatrick,
quarterback
I'll give
retired, though. Your quarterback retired.
I'll give you exactly. So I changed my strategy up, and I'm third in the league. So
I'm like 18th, and there's 12 people.
I need you to win this week though.
I'm supposed to lose by 10 now, so it's okay. It's doable, but we'll see. It's Randy K, Kirk Cousins versus the Cowboys, so hopefully he doesn't get 30 points. With that being said, man, basketball's starting up. Obviously, when LeBron got hurt, Russ looked real bad, and so did the whole team. But with LeBron just came back, Melo seemed like he feels more comfortable with LeBron playing. Do you think that's because obviously he's my fan, but I want to get your perspective on it. Do you think it's because he is not pressured because he's not used to this spot shooting as the lead man? Do you think it's because he's not feeling pressured, or what do you think? What do you think's the cause of him to do bad when LeBron wasn't playing?
Well, it's really only one game because they only played like 6 games so far in the season. So
they had 2 games without LeBron, and both of them he shot for less than 50. But whenever he's played and LeBron's played, no matter how bad LeBron's done, he's been 65% shooting or something.
I think it's because maybe he just he feels like he has to do a little more, so he shoots, gets a little excited. But I mean that's kind of how he's always been anyway.
Yeah.
I mean he's always been where he'll drop 45 and then he'll give you like 18 and then he'll drop 37, and hit everything. That's just kind of who he is. But I think it does affect when LeBron doesn't play, just because he probably knows LeBron like the back of his hand. That's his best friend, So, and he comes off the bench. Did he start when LeBron was out?
I don't know off the top of my head, but I don't think it really matters if they start because he got a lot of minutes.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is I don't think he meshes well with spot shooting. I don't think meshes well with a type of like Westbrook. I don't think it meshes well at all because Westbrook is just flying everywhere. So if you're in the same spot trying to spot up, Russ is probably not looking at you. So it's just I don't know. They lost to Oklahoma City, and I know maybe a lot of people don't think it's a big deal, but with the caliber you have, you need to win those easier games. Obviously, it's the beginning of the season. They still got to mesh together, but I think it's starting to get to the point where Russ just needs to slow down. I know a lot of people are saying he needs to come off the bench, but I
don't think that'd do him good, honestly.
No, I think he'll get used to it. But I think the reason why Carmelo has been so good whenever LeBron's playing is because he's seeing it. He's seeing other people pick up the weight, and he doesn't feel the pressure. Whenever he was the man, he was taking the ball down. He was doing what LeBron was doing. And once he left that, he was all over the place. He finally got his groove with Portland. So do you think he's a caliber for Sixth Man of the Year, even from now to that point? Do you think if he stays healthy and stays consistent? And drops 28 randomly?
Yeah, he could be up there for it, but I think unless they do good, I think they're gonna be okay. But if they continue to be subpar, I don't think he'll be up for it no matter really, unless he's averaging 20 a game. If he's averaging 20 a game off the bench, then we'll talk.
Who won Sixth Man of the Year last year though?
I don't think it wasn't Lou Williams again, was it?
I don't even think he
37 times in a row.
No, because he was on a bad team last year, wasn't he? With the Hawks, right?
He was on the Hawks, yeah.
Well, they aren't bad. Yeah, they aren't bad, but they're not.
Jordan Clarkson.
Yeah, see,
He averaged 18 and a half points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists a game.
he did great. I actually wanted one of his one of those orange and red jerseys that they had, or the yellow and red jerseys. But
Yeah.
I mean, if he could do that, not 18 points a game, but
The team's gonna have to team's gonna have to do good because you
Yeah.
look at the 6 man votes, all the teams made the playoffs.
oh yeah, they don't make the playoffs.
So, yeah.
But,
Well,
um,
I mean,
what do you think about your Bulls? How do you feel about your Bulls?
I like it. I like what I'm seeing. They're young. I mean, DeRozan's 30, but I'm saying overall they're younger. They're fast. They play good together. Patrick Williams went down for the season, so that kind of hurt because he's a 3-and-D guy. But I think the East is going to be soft. I think they'll make the playoffs as a 4 or 5 seed, maybe 3 or 4 seed. I know they're first right now. I don't see that lasting just because I think they'll play some harder schedules later in the season. But I like what I'm seeing. So I'm gonna have to get out there to a game, but I'm not gonna have you drive out there. So
Oh, get out of here! Get out of here! Let's do this really quick, but give me the playoffs right now. 1 through 8. It doesn't have to be. It does not have to be ranked. It doesn't have to be. Suns are 1 and blah blah is 8. Just give me the 8 teams from each side that are going to make the playoffs. Your prediction.
okay, Boston. You'll start the East. Boston, Atlanta, Milwaukee. New York, Chicago, Miami, Charlotte, and Philadelphia.
Okay.
So right now it's early. Washington's 5-1. That's kind of crazy.
Did you say Brooklyn?
But no, I did not say Brooklyn.
You don't think they'll make the playoffs?
I think one of the other 2 stars is gonna get hurt, and I think Kyrie's not gonna play in 42 games. So
I think that's. I don't think that's possible, but it's okay.
I don't think it is either. But
Probably just
I
forgot
do.
him, but
But KD and James Harden are injury prone.
that is true. But I mean,
If one of them goes down, well, the other one's not going to be. They might be able to carry them in the playoffs, but they're not going to be top teams. That's the thing right now. If without Kyrie, they kind of are a little bit different team. They really are. I don't like Kyrie, that, but they need him to it because that's what happened last year. So they made it. They should have made the finals, but the problem is that people got hurt. Kyrie went down. James Harden got hurt. KD wasn't 100%. Throughout the season. It affects the team, and I think that I kind of did forget them, but at the same time, if Kyrie's playing half the games and one of the other guys goes down for a big chunk of time, that could just mess them up. Specifically, if KD gets hurt, I don't think Harden can carry that team to winning very many games.
no. The thing with me is they lack big men in stock. They have big men, but they don't have them in stock. Like you look around the league, they don't have them. Like you don't have a superstar caliber starting. Not superstar, but able to hold their own against anyone. And the main teams do.
And they got rid of some guys in the offseason. I was kind of like, what are you doing, guys?
DeAndre Jordan, I feel like he was just petty and wanted to leave. I don't know what the reason was. Obviously, there was some untold tale. But what about the West? What do you think about the West? I think the West is pretty obvious.
It's pretty much. So right now it's early, so the Kings are up there. But
don't even say the Kings, man.
They're up there right now.
I know,
They're
but
fifth.
I doubt.
That's why I said it's early. I'm gonna say every team last year that made it is gonna make it again this year.
Technically, the Warriors didn't make it. You don't think the Warriors will make it?
Okay, well I think they played in the play-in game.
I'm just saying that's.
I know, but I think the Warriors will make it. If the Warriors played anybody else in that play-in game besides LeBron, they would have made it.
Yeah.
So, I think Golden State, Utah, Denver, Dallas, Portland, LA, LA Lakers, Phoenix Suns, I want the Clippers not to make it, man. I really do, but I'm sure Kawhi will turn some games together and they'll make it as a 6 or 7 seed. So, I don't see any of these other teams. Now we could be wrong. It doesn't happen very often where the same 8 teams make it, but I don't see the firepower, like I said, coming from Sacramento. They could go on some runs and win some games. Who knows? Memphis could be a team that could take one of those spots. They really could.
Yeah.
I really like John Morant, so they could take one of those spots. But I don't see if they do, they take the Clippers spot. The Clippers are 1-4. It's early, but they're 1-4.
So the thing with me is, so obviously the West always kind of stays true to the playoff teams.
Yeah.
It's kind of ongoing. The East is where it always everything's different. I already said when I was alone on a podcast, I brought up a bracket my own. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I'm gonna go ahead and try real quick. Through the East, I'm gonna go Bucks, Heat, Bulls, Nets, Philly, Hawks. I don't know what that was. Actually, skip the Hawks. The Knicks. The Celtics. And then what team am I missing? Did I say Bulls?
No.
All right, Bulls. The reason why I don't think the Hawks, because I don't think they got better. John Collins is one of my favorite people to watch, but I don't see them making it. I know they're a 4th seed, but with these teams upgrading, all they have to do is stay healthy. And I don't know if it was a magic in the bottle. I think that they're the real deal. But I think they're gonna miss this year. We've seen it with the Mavericks, to speak of. I just think this year they're not better, and I think that is bad for them. With that being said, I'm gonna go to the West. LA, Warriors, Nuggets, Trailblazers, Utah. And then Mavericks. And then Suns. That's what I'm going to go with. I don't remember what I said off the top of my head, like I said. But that is my general instinct, is to go with those teams. What do you think about that?
I think it's right. I think, like I said, if there was a team that wouldn't fit in this, it would be the Clippers, just because I don't know when Kawhi even playing.
I think he's got a while. I think he's got.
So if they don't turn it around here pretty quickly, they're not going to go on like a 20-0 run. They're not when he comes back. There's not. He's not going to play. He's going to sit out.
I think they're good enough to win some games. It depends.
That's the team,
really
and I have them too. But that's the team that I would say that could be kicked out for a team like Memphis if Memphis
Portland. I know it's one of my favorite teams, but they're not playing like they're supposed to. I don't trust McCollum to be the second player anymore. I think when he got hurt, he felt out of sync whenever he came back. I think they'll make it work at the end of the day, but they're always a lower seed. And I don't think they got better in this offseason. So they'll have to really get these newer players up to speed to be relevant. But I do still see them making the playoffs. But they could be on the bubble. It depends on how things react.
Well, with the 8th through 10th seed now playing in the that playing games, you never know.
Yeah. And I don't know if that's going this year. Have they confirmed that yet?
I think so.
All right. If so, those are so entertaining.
When you look at the right now, it's just NBA standings at NBA.com. It shows like the top 10.
Oh, okay. Before we move on to gaming and all the other stuff that we're going to talk about, what do you think about? We didn't mention this name last week on our 2-hour special. But what do you think about Klay Thompson missing the top
Yeah,
75.
I talked about him a little bit. We compared him to uh what is that guy's name? Pullen.
Would you put him over Damian Lillard?
I would
Because
because
he's got his record. He doesn't break a record, but he's right underneath Steph in the 3 points made in a season. So I mean,
yeah.
Damian Lillard hasn't had that.
So we look at Dame and we know he probably averages I think 5 more points a game, roughly.
Yeah,
Maybe somewhere around there. And he probably averages about another 4 or 5 more assists, right? But then we look at defense. I think Clay's made 3 defensive teams, something like that, and he has 3 championships. So I would put him ahead of him. But this is what I found out later on when I watched ESPN. They didn't change anything from the top 50. They just added 25 new players.
Okay. All right.
So that's so the top 50 they left from it was 1997.
Yeah.
Something like that. I can't remember the exact year or whatever. So they left all those 50 the same. That's why these people, they couldn't take their spots. They were just fighting against the likes of Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Melo, like those kind of, all these players the new players were fighting for that 25 spots.
Which I think that's fair just because of recent bias. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
But the thing with Clay is he's got the Scottie Pippen effect. And that's not a bad thing, but it's also like you don't know his actual potential, but you also don't know how good he'd be by himself. And that's kind of the same thing with Scottie and with Damian Lillard. And I'm just making sense of it because he's obviously one of my favorites.
He made it, right? Like
Clay's also one of my favorites, too. A lot of people don't know that. But what's funny is, like, I think he'd be good on his own. I think Draymond's the only person that would struggle by himself. Obviously, we saw that. I said this before, everyone got hurt, but obviously we saw that when he was the only one playing. They were the worst in the league. But I think Clay would be good at any team. I know he's a spot-up shooter, but, Ray Allen was a spot-up shooter when he was forced to. So, I mean, if he was by himself, I think he'd still be good. But, yeah, I think he should have not been left off.
So Dame made it, right? Is that what we're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. So, dude, I didn't even think about that. Why would they put Dame? We talked about this,
The Anthony Davis effect, I think.
It's the what's going to happen.
Yeah, the Anthony Davis effect.
Because
market team.
There's nothing. Vince Carter has more All-Stars, has more All-NBAs, has more, points, has more. I know he played forever, but he averaged 2 less points a game or something like that. Dame only has averaged 6.6 assists over his career, which is not bad, but it's not
He's
like
a shooter.
10.
He's more of a shooting guard than a real or a point guard, but
yeah. So for us to, it's they believe he's going to get a championship in the next 10 years before he retires.
They think he's going to get a trade, basically, because he ain't going to win a championship in Portland.
Yeah, nobody's going to win a championship in Portland. But my point is that so it's hard. But when I learned that they kept the top 50, it kind of made it understandable more who they picked for the 25.
That's what we figured, though. Also,
and
it, like I said, it helps with recent bias. It really does. But also, it doesn't help when you look at Vince Carter, like the 2000s, like we were talking about, because I think it was like 98 or whatever it was. And now you look at Vince Carter and all these others. It's hard.
Mm-hmm.
Because you want to be able to filter 2000s to 2010 to 2000.
Yeah, I mean from his rookie year, Vince Carter, all the way we'll say until 2009 for about 11 years.
Until he left the Nets, basically.
Yeah, he was for 11 years. He was a top 5 to 10 NBA player.
Yeah, everyone was scared of him.
Yeah, and I mean after that, of course, he kind of bounced around just because he was older. But still, I mean, I see why. I just understand. They think Dame. They think AD. These players are going to continue to just get better and continue to win and win a championship. In Dame's case, before he retires.
Yeah,
I think that's why they put him in there. And if he wins a championship, then it puts him ahead of everybody else out of that thing. But right now, I mean, as a career whole, I would take Vince Carter over Dame Lillard, but I think Dame Lillard can pass him.
I'm going to say something strong, and if Klay Thompson wasn't on the Warriors, Steph Curry would be in the exact same position as Damian Lillard.
It helps.
So
It
I
does.
think that's what's weird. And like I said, I'm a huge fan of Damian Lillard.
I'm gonna say this. Take this further.
It's so weird that he's not on it.
If Steve Kerr never went to the Warriors, think about it.
I wouldn't say that though. I wouldn't.
They
say
won
that.
through. I mean, come on, but they didn't win before him.
With that being said, though,
And Steph and Clay were there for Steph was there for 4 years. Clay, I think, was 3.
the Warriors signed Steve Nash to help with shooting.
Mm-hmm.
They were already coached good because they made the 4th seed or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't think it's just Steve Kerr. I think it's everyone that they brought in
the offense
at the same
from
time.
being good to being the high-powered, almost like Showtime offense that it is.
I just think it's more pieces than just Steve Kerr because you look at
Correct.
it overall. He's had 3-4 good years in it.
But they brought that Phoenix Suns mentality. It just took it up a notch.
Yeah,
That's what they did.
I think without Kevin Durant, I don't think they'd be in the finals again. So
I mean, they won one more though.
I think he's better. He's better than Mark Jackson, obviously, but I don't think Steve Kerr's the only reason. But
No, but it took them all, and that's for any team though. Any team you name that won a championship, it took everybody. I don't care what happens.
Yeah, it does. But like I said,
But it was homegrown too. That's why I liked Golden State before they went and got KD, because it was homegrown, and then they went out and got the best player in the world.
That's why it's easy to hate them.
The guys are stupid.
But I mean,
they're not stupid, but I hate it. It tarnishes their
How? Let me put it this way: how did people beat Michael Jordan in the playoffs?
I mean, they had super teams in the 80s. The 90s.
What happened?
They didn't really beat them.
What happened? Homegrown teams versus Michael Jordan in the finals.
It didn't work. But
All right.
Chicago was a homegrown team.
Next after this, sorry, but
That's okay.
you look at when Kobe and Shaq split up, when you had to find other talent.
Yeah.
What would you look at when it came to Paul Gasol? Do you think he was the best power forward or one of the best power forwards in the game? He was no Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant, one of the best small forwards in the game, was not LeBron.
No, but they had won 73 games the year before.
I know, but how is that different from getting dominated, knowing you're going down in age, losing key players from age and injuries? What's the difference from them moving on to get extra players?
The Lakers, the Lakers sucked.
Yeah, but I'm saying to get back to the promised land.
Yeah, they had to do what they had to do. Yeah, I get that.
Because they still had Lamar Odom. They still had Derek Fisher, but they didn't have Paul Gasol. I know Derek Fisher
exactly.
was.
They had won 30 games though. If they were a playoff team for 5 years in a row without Shaq, or 4 years in a row without Shaq, whatever it was, then we'd talk something different, man. It'd be like, okay, well, they went down and got Paul Gasol, but they didn't even make the playoffs.
Let's say right now, KD never went on that team, and they're losing like they have been. Like they didn't make the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
What if KD went there right now? Still was with the Thunder this whole time. What if he went there now?
I think it would be a little bit different.
You think?
Because they're not like Clay hasn't played in 2 years. They didn't make the playoffs last year. They played in the playing game. That's a little bit different than 73 wins, barely losing to the Cavaliers.
How about this? What about Shaq leaving Lakers compared to Kevin Durant leaving Thunder? Because they both didn't want to be with their other player.
I got it. I get that. But at the same time, Shaq won 3 championships before he decided he wanted to be traded. KD literally lost to the Golden State Warriors, then went and joined the Golden State Warriors.
Why did he lose though?
Him and Westbrook missed. They had the game 1. They missed 6 shots in a row in the fourth quarter. You remember that game, right?
Yeah. So the thing
they should have won that.
The thing with me is they weren't even the hardest team to face. The Warriors. The Warriors were already going to face the Cavaliers, no matter what, just how good they were. And I agree with what you're saying. I'm just trying to make it more insight.
No, I get it.
But whenever they split up, Russ did his own thing. Kevin Durant, I know he was limited, but he looked better than ever when he was in the Warriors. But no one saw it because they were too busy hating on him.
But that makes sense why he looked better than ever, because he had another top 5 player and a top 20 player and a top 30 player.
Well, that's not top 30. Don't say that.
At that time. At that time.
He still wasn't, though.
At that time, he was an all-star, which means what? Your top 25, top 30 player.
All right.
So, at that time. I know I don't like him, but at that time.
Technically, James Harden was too, though. And Serge Ibaka. Serge Ibaka didn't make it.
Oklahoma City could have afforded all 3. I don't know why they act like they couldn't.
They lowballed Harden. They didn't want him.
Stupid. I don't care what they say. They bring them back that next year. They go to the playoffs. They win the championship.
I honestly don't even think it. I think OKC shot themselves in the foot, not just because of them, not because of Durant, because that was Durant's decision. With Russ, Paul, and Carmelo, randomly in the middle of the season, they start to change stuff up, not let them figure each other out. They let Russ go for nobody. They got Chris Paul though out of it, which made them a playoff team, but they did not want him more. I think they've just been shooting themselves in the foot. And I honestly,
the last few years, I kind of like what they're doing now because they're completely rebuilding, which makes sense. But they could have had a championship already won.
They're the worst team in the NBA though, and they could have been the best. I think bringing a Carmelo and a Paul George to that team was not a good idea in the first place. Not only was Carmelo right at the end of offseason, but Paul George just got off of injury. So you're expecting Carmelo to be the third guy, which obviously was true even then. No matter how big of a fan I am, I can tell he's going to be the third guy going in.
That's a problem. I know in the history of the NBA, we know all these players have egos, but I swear in the last 15 years, man, these players just, they could win together, but they'd rather fight over a situation and then,
Well, even with that, you look at Russell Westbrook's interviews, and he's like, I don't care. You see Carmelo, joking about, rebounds or whatever. And then you just see Russell Westbrook basically, brushing them off and just whatever.
Yeah. Russ is not my favorite player either. You know that already. So there's a list.
Paul George, he was at the decline, and then they go to Oklahoma City, and they don't even let Paul George or Carmelo even learn the system. I think Paul George went there one more year, maybe.
Yeah.
And then he was out too.
Yeah, they didn't even let them play.
They didn't even care about the future. They wanted to win right then, and then Billy Donovan's not even there anymore. Right after that season, I think. So I just think that they're just falling apart as an organization. Mm-hmm. But let's get on to business. All right, we got 30 minutes left. I'm going to go ahead and cut off the audio, and we're going to get down to it real quick. Paul George, I love you, but I talk a lot of shit to you in this podcast. All right, welcome back, everybody. Let's talk some gaming. Call of Duty's coming out this next week. After that's Battlefield, which I'm excited for, both games. But I'm basically playing them until Halo comes out, and then they're going to be on the back burner until I pick them up again. I'll probably keep playing them, obviously, but Halo on my alone time is going to be what I'm playing. But all right, Chris, you ready? You ready? We got a couple we can talk about. If you want to stop after this, we'll see where we are at a time. We'll get you out of here, get you going. First is Call of Duty 1 and Call of Duty 2. Call of Duty 2 was Big Red 1, for if you remember that game. How much did you play of these two games, and which one do you think you're going to pick over it?
Okay, so Big Red 1, that's the one where you're... I gotta look it up. I'm 95% sure that was the first Call of Duty I played.
Yeah, me too. It was me too.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So I'm gonna pick that one over 1 because that's I never played 1. I don't think I ever played 1 really.
No, me either. Big Red 1 is actually really good. I remember it being so like authentic, and I still have it. And I can play it like right now. Like that game was so much fun to me. I know on 360 it wasn't even called Big Red 1. I think it was just our PS2 and stuff like that. But
yeah,
that game was so much fun, man. I remember beating it like 3 times as a kid. So we're gonna go Call of Duty 2. Call of Duty 3. I don't think I played this, but I don't remember anything about it. Or Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. Obviously, we're gonna go Modern Warfare. I don't think you.
Yeah, I think I played Call of Duty 3, but Modern Warfare was just a league of its own.
Yeah, there's no memory of Call of Duty 3 or 1 really. All right, World at War.
Ooh, this one's hard.
Modern Warfare 2. I picked World at War. Remember the sticky bombs. That's the main thing I remember. I also remember the story being really good.
I do too.
Modern Warfare 2 is probably the worst out of the 3, at least campaign-wise.
Yeah, but the multiplayer.
The multiplayer was awesome, but every Call of Duty, really, there's a lot. It depends on your memories of each game.
Mm-hmm.
The maps I thought were better. Also, Zombies. World at War was when it first started.
Yeah, so, that's the best one.
There you go. Still. Look. There you go.
Yeah.
All right, Black Ops.
This one's tough too.
Original Modern Warfare 3. I'm gonna go with 3 just because I had more content. The thing that I remember is I think this was in 2 too, but you had these like the split screen like what's it called, like special ops, which I think they brought it back to the last Modern Warfare, but I didn't play it. Mm-hmm. But I remember loving that in Modern Warfare 3. I remember this one. You have to race down the hill, jump a hill while an avalanche is trying to get you. I don't know if you remember that. So I'm going to pick Modern Warfare 3, but barely. But yeah, I'm going to go with Modern Warfare 3.
This next one's easy.
Black Ops 2 or Call of Duty Ghosts?
Black Ops 2.
Just remember, it's going to be a little different than what you might be reading. Just because I start to split it on different...
Okay.
But it's basically the same. But yeah, Black Ops 2, we have too much memories on that. Plus, it was overall sound. Honestly, against the Modern Warfare games, it was up there. I think better than them, but that is my opinion. So now we got Black Ops 3 versus Advanced Warfare. Obviously, Black Ops 3 was
Black Ops 3, we played the heck out of that.
Yeah, it was different than 2, but it was still great. Advanced Warfare, we did not like particularly. We still played a lot of it, but not as much. I think we were playing more Destiny at that time.
2014. So, no, we were playing... I don't know. We weren't playing Destiny. That was like 2016.
We might have still been playing 3, honestly.
Yeah, I think we just stuck with 3. Like, I think 3. We played 3 a lot.
Yeah,
because that's when I first got my PS4. Remember?
Yep. All right, now we got World War II versus Infinite Warfare. So I actually picked Infinite Warfare over it. World War II was really good, really fun. I love the incendiary bullets.
So for this one, it doesn't really matter because these games aren't going to win.
No, but I picked Infinite Warfare.
I think so too. Yeah, I think
it was actually really fun. It was way better than Advanced. The maps were great. The abilities, say what you will, but the abilities actually were really fun, especially if you're in a tight window to get out of it. So, yeah, I picked Infinite Warfare. All right, Black Ops 4 versus Modern Warfare. I think we're actually going to get split here, but I picked 4. I played a lot of 4 more than you. I know we played Blackout a lot.
We played 4 a lot, but shoot, Modern Warfare is the best game since, in my opinion, Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah,
in my opinion. Maybe Black Ops 2, but yeah, we'll go Black Ops 2. It's better than, in my opinion, Modern Warfare was the game that brought everyone back to Call of Duty 100%.
I agree with that. Black Ops 4, I just played the living hell out of. I didn't play too much.
Yeah, Blackout we played a lot. We played a lot of Blackout.
Played a lot of we played competitive Black Ops 4, so we played that so much, which I know we did terrible. Blackout, a lot of people played too. But I picked it over Modern Warfare just on the fact that Modern Warfare was overshadowed by Warzone, and I kind of create Warzone on its own entity. So like getting away.
If Call of Duty never made another game, Warzone made them enough money to where they could all retire.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what's crazy about that.
But I do love Modern Warfare. I just played way too much 4 to compared to Modern Warfare. But so you're going Modern Warfare. So now we're Call of Duty 4 versus Big Red 1. Obviously, we're going to go with Call of Duty 4. That's when dialogue really came. That's when characters really came to life. Obviously, characters came to life in 2, but not to this extent. So you're going 4 too, I guess.
Well, it's multiplayer is what's separating this from these old just campaign games.
Yeah, it really is. But the Call of Duty 2, I think, at least PS2 wise, was the first Call of Duty to have multiplayer, and it was actually pretty fun.
Yeah, I didn't have multiplayer. I didn't play multiplayer games until, a lot. We played Halo, but I meant I didn't have a game. You didn't have it yourself.
Yeah. World at War versus Modern Warfare 3. So I went World at War, just because it's the zombies. The maps were amazing. The guns were amazing, man. I have a lot of great memories for World at War, but I picked it over Modern Warfare 3.
Yeah, I'm gonna say World at War at this one. Yeah, it's gonna surprise you what game that I said is gonna be the best game of the Call of Duty series. But I'll go with you on this one.
Okay. Black Ops 2 versus Black Ops 3. I'm obviously going to go with Black Ops 2.
Mm-hmm. The Wii U.
Half the maps in Black Ops 3 really are Black Ops 2. And just the guns, just the experience, just the memories, everything. Black Ops 2, I believe, was better.
What are those servers still live?
Probably on Wii U. No, I think Wii U servers are done now. But you can play it with Xbox. Xbox is always live. Steam is always live. I don't know if they're very active, but you can play them. You can definitely play them.
Skins deleted now, I guess.
Probably, yeah. Their old DLCs are deleted. Infinite versus Black Ops 4 or Modern Warfare. Obviously, I'm going
Black Ops 4. Yeah. Yep.
Well, you have Modern Warfare there, so you just plug and play Modern Warfare right there.
Oh, yeah. I think.
It's your bracket too.
So I played the heck out of both of them, but I'm gonna say that I played Modern Warfare more than any other of these games.
Multiplayer, campaign, and
yeah. Yep. I beat the campaign twice. I played multiplayer, and I know you're not
gonna like this. From the time Modern Warfare was out till Cold War came out, which you did play Warzone still a lot, but you can count Warzone in that. So
if we're counting it in that, definitely
until
I'm gonna go Modern Warfare.
Yeah, until Cold War.
If we're not, then I mean it's close, but I played Modern Warfare more than any other Call of Duty. So if we're going this based off of my favorite, I would probably say Modern Warfare that came out in 2019. The campaign reminded me of all the older ones. The campaign was the best one since the first few games.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like really good.
Yeah, and I never played it, so I can't even talk about it.
Yeah.
So you're going to go Modern Warfare over Infinite.
Yes.
Call of Duty 4 versus World at War. I'm still going to go with World at War here. Zombies is the biggest factor. Obviously, Call of Duty 4 is a classic. But I have too many memories of World at War.
Yeah, I'm going to say this wins one more time.
Huh?
I'm going to say World at War wins one more time.
All right. Black Ops 2 versus Modern Warfare. I'm going to go with Black Ops 2 or Black Ops 4, but Black Ops 2 over
Black Ops
other.
2. We played that game so much.
Okay. You're
That's
actually
probably
picking it? You're picking over Modern Warfare?
Oh, I thought you said Modern War. Okay, yeah, so...
It's your bracket too.
I know. That's hard because...
I'm going to say... So, I'm going to give you an extra opinion to help you out. We didn't get good at Call of Duty until Black Ops 2. But you didn't become real good at Call of Duty until Modern Warfare. Now you're on a different level because of what Modern Warfare has given you.
Yeah.
So
yeah, Warzone puts it.
It's really
up
up to you. But I picked Black Ops 2.
I'm gonna say Modern Warfare. It's my favorite game. It's still my favorite Call of Duty.
It's your opinion.
Yeah, it's my favorite one. Yeah, so I'm gonna call Modern Warfare.
Right.
That's partially because, like I said, I didn't have online until my own online until Black Ops 3.
Yeah.
So I played at your house, but I didn't play it all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We played Halo.
Well, to be fair, Black Ops 2. That was basically your own internet because you were over all the time.
Yeah, no, definitely. But like, I would say, yeah. So right, Modern Warfare, Modern Warfare. Yeah, I'll take Modern Warfare.
World at War, or Modern Warfare. So I had Black Ops 2 winning this, but go. Obviously, I think you're
Modern Warfare. Yeah.
So Modern Warfare 1 for you. Black Ops 2 is for me. How's that surprising?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's. I said it's close because all those games are kind of together for me. Yeah. But because of the campaign being how good it is in Modern Warfare, where it can compete, in my opinion, with you didn't play it, but it can compete with the older Call of Duties. Multiplayer reminded me of the older Call of Duties, and the older Call of Duties, like I said, I didn't play a lot. So then, you know what I'm saying, and then we throw in Warzone on top of that when it started in Modern Warfare. Yeah. It's like I got to go Modern Warfare, and the amount of time I put into it, getting to where I am, like how good I am. I'm not saying I'm great, but I like where I'm at least.
The thing with that, and obviously you're top whatever percent, so you can't even act like you can't even be humble. But when it comes to Modern Warfare, this is the first time they've switched. What's it called? They switched their God, what's the name? They switched their programming. They switched what they use. So this is the first time they did that, and it was a great hit right away. And it's changing. Call of Duty wouldn't be the way it is now without that engine. You know, they switched their engine, so it's fair to have that impact on you. And Warzone wouldn't happen without that game either. The sheer fact of evolution is why we've picked World at War, Black Ops 2, and Modern Warfare, because they've changed history for Call of Duty. And the thing with Call of Duty that everyone gets twisted that hasn't played it for the last couple years prior to Modern Warfare and Warzone, obviously, is that people kept saying it's the same. But you look at this list, you know, Call of Duty 1 through 3 are a mixture of the same, right? Then they have 3 different partners. So then they start making Modern Warfare, which that's way different than the game that comes out next year, which would be Black or World at War. And then so that's a completely different game than 4. And then Black Ops is also different. So they have these repetitive games that are the same, yes, but they weren't coming out the same every other year. It was different.
And see now they've got them to where they're all under the branch of Call of Duty, not Modern Call of Duty, so where they all work for the company.
So like it's it's changed so much, and I know from the outside looking in, it doesn't look like it, but they changed so much. Like each developer has a different way of making maps, different way of using guns. You know, I know Cold War and Modern Warfare are so close. That's just because of COVID, but I mean, you look at all these games, you can see differences when you play them all. So anyone who says that, I think, is just I wouldn't say ignorance the word, but uneducated on Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Which, that's also a weird word to say when it comes to video games, being uneducated. But I mean,
Ignorance is the right word because that's what it means, but it sounds derogatory to
yeah. If you're not a Call of Duty fan and you don't love the way Call of Duty's play, I understand it, but you can't saying it's not the same is they wouldn't have as many followers as they do. I mean, people who don't buy games buy this game every year just because of how it is. You know, obviously they're the type of people that also still play Madden every year and stuff like that. But yeah, you can't say this is really different. I mean, you never see it hit a 49 in rating, you know, or whatever. They always make it for their people. And a lot of people also think that. They think that they only are out for money, which obviously you can see sometimes. But when it comes to Warzone, they're still getting used to it. I mean, it's their first free game or whatever, so they're still getting used to it, stuff like that. But never count Call of Duty out. Never think they're selfish because, hell, Dr. Disrespect, before he was famous, they brought in because he was such a big part of the community to help build maps so the community would be happier. He actually worked for them back when without the mullet and stuff. So, I mean, you just got to think about that if you ever talk about Call of Duty. And that's why I think they're going to go on as long as possible, you know. Obviously, I'm not going to put a timetable on it, but I don't think they're a limited space in the gaming. I think they're always going to be there until explosion happens, until they actually do become repetitive. But what are your thoughts on people and what they say about the old COD?
I mean, I get it. I understand what they say because what's going on right now is Warzone. You know, so people are saying, you know, well, it's been 2 years almost since the game came out now, and they haven't changed anything. They haven't added anything. They haven't had anti-cheat, which makes it hard to play, which also goes into, you know, multiplayer now. And it's like, oh my gosh, like, what are you guys doing? But at the same time, I mean, we all keep buying the game still. So, I mean...
So the thing with that,
it is what it is. Like you said, they come out. I'm gonna continue to buy it. I like playing it, even if I play it 10, 15 times. You know, multiplayer. Yeah. If I play the campaign through, you know, it is what it is. You pay for that game. You. I've never not enjoyed a campaign pretty much in those games.
Oh yeah, for sure, and that's saying something. They hire real actors to play. I mean, that's the thing that's crazy, but with that being said, the people that you're talking about, you know, hasn't changed in 2 years or whatever. 2 years ago, they were probably playing Fortnite, and no one big's playing that now. You know, the thing about Call of Duty was always revolved. No matter if it's little, no matter if it's big, they're working on it, and we're seeing it with this anti-cheat. If this anti-cheat blows, you know, then you should have real problems. But if they're telling you they're working on it, trying to make it better. There's only a limit of stuff you can do when you have this big of a game. No one has this ample of audience. You know, even Fortnite for the longest didn't.
Because Fortnite didn't have they had to build their base.
Yeah,
Call of Duty already has a base every year.
Yeah, so this is 100% different. This is like when the first year Fortnite came out. That's like judging that and saying all this stuff about it. You know, with Call of Duty, it's expected it to be premium, and they're trying to be realistic as possible. With Fortnite, if something's not realistic, you don't see it because it's a cartoonish game and it's a shot in the dark. You know.
Yeah.
You know, you could have a headshot, but you think you hit somebody's wood or whatever, but you actually hit the guy in the head. You know, it's a lot different.
Cartoony, yeah.
Yeah, obviously Fortnite's gotten way better, but I'm just using an example. You know, what's funny is that right now I'm looking at my laptop and on my computer and it says Call of Duty World at War. I have it downloaded right there. But Call of Duty is the premier war game. Obviously, if you want an actual like simulation or stimulation of war. You know, Battlefield has like the real like war-esque versions. But if you're if you ever played Call of Duty, you know it's always gonna hit. It's not gonna a hit or miss type of thing. If you love it, you get it every year. If you're kind of here and there, you know, you'll get one the type you like every other year or whatever it may be.
Exactly, the maker.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's our list. You know, Modern Warfare for him, which that's probably better than mine. But I picked Black Ops 2. It really comes with memories.
Yeah, and that's 1 and 2 pretty much for me. So.
Yeah. So before we wrap up, Chris, we're gonna do something really quick. All right. We're gonna rate the consoles of Nintendo, PlayStation, Xbox. Okay.
All right, real fast. Here we go. I got you.
Yeah. All right.
Hold on. Let me pull my sleeves up. You know, tuck my shirt in.
Now this is not counting the
5.
Series X and the 5. Nintendo.
Original Nintendo.
Number 1.
I played that one more than probably any other one. That's what I'm basing it off of. I played it more. So I mean, I like it. So I didn't have a Super Nintendo. I played it. So I can't really put that up there.
So you're putting that over 64 though.
It's a 64 second. I see. I didn't have a 64 originally. I got one when I played
That's
one
fair.
probably at your house and probably when I got older.
That's fair.
I think that because of Super Mario 3, I played that more than any other game on probably in Nintendo history.
Yeah.
So I would go original Nintendo in 64. I'm just gonna do top 3 because I didn't own a Super Nintendo. I didn't play it very often. I didn't have a Wii, and I didn't have a Wii U.
You played Wii U though, so you experienced it. You can at
so
least put it in there.
Okay, so that's probably 4 then. So it goes original Nintendo, N64, Switch, Wii U.
Okay. GameCube you never played?
Oh, I forgot about the GameCube. I'd put GameCube probably after the Switch. So we'd go original, 64, Switch, GameCube, Wii U. Those are just what I played.
All right, so I got Switch, 64, GameCube, SNES, NES, Wii U, Wii. So I played all of them, obviously. Wii, I played the left.
That's crazy because I would think that the original Nintendo. I played.
So
that's why I said I.
The thing with that is, I played a shit ton of it. But the thing is, the Switch had a lot of the games, or has a lot of the games that I played.
Mm-hmm.
The Switch is just so incredible. I mean, you're getting games
cool,
that you played back in the day on it. You're the games that you loved with 64. You're getting games
once I start playing 64 games on it, I'm gonna move it up.
You're getting games way better on it, quality wise, you know, and you're getting the classic. So I think plus it's a handheld and console. But I think that's the best system that Nintendo's ever made.
I love
obviously
my
it's the most.
I do.
But N64, obviously that's second. So many memories there. GameCube, I have probably the same amount of memories of 64, if not a little less. Super Nintendo, I played more than the NES. The NES, I really fell in love with it when I rebought it. When I became an adult, you know, when I rebought it.
Yeah.
As a kid, I played it. I played Super Mario 3. That's the known one I played. But I mainly played Super Nintendo over it, and then Wii U has a special place in my heart, but it's not a good console.
Yeah.
The handheld, that cord that came with it, never charged it all the way. It always die. You couldn't find a cord to replace it. And then the Wii, I just didn't play enough of. I had some classics games on there that I had fond memories of, but I didn't play many games on it. I didn't experience the whole altitude of the experience. So, all right, now Xbox. Let's get Xbox out of the way. Obviously, you didn't own every Xbox. You've probably only had a 360.
Probably
I'm going
360. Yeah.
360, the OG, and then Xbox One because I basically played it.
I would say that's the order I would put them into.
Yeah. PlayStation. Okay.
It's kind of harder.
Do you want me to go first?
Go ahead.
Okay. PlayStation 4 is the best PlayStation console of all time. 3 reasons why. They fixed the problems that the PS3 had. They actually had, which I know PS2 had good, and PS3 had good classics, but they had so good of PlayStation games, only games, it blew Xbox out of the water, which they never did that before. They never beat Xbox before that.
Yeah.
So that's my 100% reason why. So PS4 is number 1.
Yep.
PS2 is number 2.
Yep.
PS3 is 3rd. And then PS1 is 1.
That's the only part where I differ. I think PS3
Did you play
listen. Besides two games, I never played the PS3 ever. I didn't own one. I only played yours when you let me borrow it. But 2 games, Last of Us and Uncharted.
Uncharted, so they had 3 games on it. Would you?
But I'm saying
what games?
I'm saying,
So obviously they had God of War. They had Resistance, which was a fun game.
yeah, but God of War started on the PS2, so that's why.
Name, but the one on PS3 was better than all of them. If you played it, you'd say the same. Pick 3 games pick one game that compares to Uncharted or Last of Us on PS1.
Crash Bandicoot, Spyro.
You'd put all right. How about that?
I played those games more than probably any game on PS3.
Okay, that's fair. So that's the only difference from you is that. So it's PS4, PS2, PS1, PS3. Is that what?
That's
yours?
for me. Okay. That's for me. Like I said, and it would be different if I owned a PS3, but I didn't. I got a 360 because they were better, and I mean everyone knows they're better.
Oh yeah, and the thing
those 2 games made PS3. If those games never came out on PS3, that would have been the system would have completely flopped.
So the thing with the Xbox, and this is my last moment, but just to help you, if you guys didn't know this, so Xbox One came up with kind of Sega's help. The people that helped make Sega helped make this Xbox the original. It came out a year after the PS2. With great, games coming out the gate, and it took over, the Sega licenses or whatever, and then obviously I had the Rock helmet come out, but but then Xbox 360 came out a year before PS3, out of the blue. With amazing, because Xbox One started the online service before PS2, and it was a really good service, and you could upload music on there. It was just better than PS2. The features, not the console. The features were better. Then 360 had the same features, backwards capability, great Xbox Live. Obviously, you had to pay for it.
Interface was so nice.
Interface was so nice, so it forced PlayStation to force the 3 out, and the 3 came out the year after, buggy, and it was buggy till the death of it, and you couldn't play PS2 games on it. They updated it.
Like what? Like only 10% games or something like that. Which
it was a huge percent. No, it was a huge percent.
Yeah.
They basically ruined the disk hard drive database. Which you can look it up. They ruined it to where backwards capability was impossible for the 4 to even keep up with. Yeah. That's why the 4 was so bad at it, and that's why the Xbox basically you can play, any game on it ever made on the Xbox through now, because they've always kept the same backbone. Which PlayStation's always try to be fancy and change it all, which worked with the PS4. But the PS3 they learned a lot from because it was very bad coming out. It came out a year after the 360, and no one hated the 360 besides the Red Ring of Death. But by the time PS3 came out, it was already fixed and free fixed. I remember I got mine; it was fixed for free. And I remember you had one that had the Red Ring of Death, and you learned how to fix it yourself.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah.
So I still have my original Xbox.
Yeah, I don't.
It was Christmas 2007.
Yeah.
Maybe, and that's a couple years after it came out. I still have it; still works fine.
Yeah.
And I have had
That's
a Red Ring of Death.
It came out.
I had the Red 6. Yeah, I got a year. I think a year after it came out or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Red Ring of Death. It came on one time, and like I unplugged the power cable or something, and it's never messed up again. It was something to do with the power cable overheating or something.
Yeah. That's the problem. It overheated way too much, but they fixed it over time, and then they fixed it for free too if you sent it to them. But besides that, it had no problems. But the PS3 had so many problems, and then even I think it was like 2010, 2009. Somebody hacked their online, so for like a year that you couldn't play online games on it. Something was out for a long time when it came to online. I think online was out for only a month, not a year, but it was out for a long time, and then it was just never fixed. It was like super buggy. People were hacking all the time their PS3. So, but yeah, PS4 really took off. So I don't blame you. I have so many memories with PS1. More memories than PS3, but when it came to the games I played, I didn't play like a Metal Gear Solid. Obviously I played Crash. I played Spyro, but I also played my 64 more. My 64 more.
Tony Hawk and another game on that system.
Yeah, and I played that on GameCube. I played it on PlayStation also, but I played it more later in life, like PS2, GameCube.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why that's last. It's not saying it's the worst.
Yeah.
It's just saying that's how I'm rating the consoles and the product that I got out of it. So.
Yep.
But that will do it for this. We're gonna go. We're gonna talk about some movies next week. I'm gonna give Chris a good old list so he can think about it. Because when we come at movies, we're a little different, not too bad. But we're gonna have some fun. So. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. For all you audio listeners,
Chris, appreciate it.
Chris is going to be Hoisier in the morning, so Mama's going to yell, "Wake up! Time for church!" And you guys go, "Take me to church!" All right. Thank you guys. We'll talk to you later.
Have a happy Halloween, guys. We'll see you in November.
Yeah, go Chiefs.